Thank you for agreeing to participate in our lecture series for CIJ 200, Race and Racism in the U.S. And so my name is Grace Gibson, and I'm a professor in the Department of African American Studies at Virginia Commonwealth University. And we have with us today Dr. Jonathan Gayles, professor and chair of the Department of African American Studies at Georgia State University, who has his primary areas of interest include anthropology of education, educational policy, Black masculinity, race and ethnicity, and critical media studies. And something else, definitely, film producer, documentarian, all these great and amazing things. And so it's a pleasure to really have you on today to talk about, a lot of good stuff. So want to first just go ahead and dive in and get started. First, can you discuss how representation of Black Americans is distorted and contributes to racism? So think about in what ways is it more or less distorted in different spaces and places or in different types of media?
I think it's an important question, how the distortion of Black life and popular culture and media is related to racism. And ultimately, what we see and have seen historically and into the present day is when you present a group of people as being less valuable, less human, it makes it easier to treat them as less human. So we can go from the extremes of the kinds of police violence against unarmed Black bodies that we've seen, of course, to legislation, to policy, to practice, to interpersonal relationships. And so if our shared point of reference is popular culture or media, and if we are bombarded with images of Black life in which Black people are represented as being less valuable, less human, then it is easier for us to treat them in a less humane manner. And I think another thing that we have to consider is the fact that everyone watches these images, Black people included. And so Black people learn the same lessons about themselves, and in many instances are less likely to treat other Black people with a certain degree of humanity. And so I think that's why we have to make a distinction between seeing media and watching media. Watching connotes more of a vigilance so that we can critically engage media, lest we find ourselves accepting these ideas without being aware of the fact that we have accepted these ideas.